Hi guys, welcome to Marnie's TV Zealots. Tonight we're here to talk about Star Trek Discovery, episode 8. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi, thanks for joining us. We're going through some Star Trek Discovery. Give this video a like, subscribe to our channel as we're going through lots of other TV shows. Check us out. I was not super in love with this whole episode. We did have some moments that were amazing, but as a whole, I felt like this was a catch-all, like a time filler. How did you feel about it, Denise?
I enjoyed the episode. It wasn't, I think what the problem, what you're feeling is it wasn't enough action in this episode. It was a lot of talking, but I was excited about you already knew what I was going. Your face, as soon as I said I was excited, you were like, But I was excited about Burnham and Tyler. A little, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I was happy with the episode. I just felt like it was missing the action.
I think so. And again, every other episode has been like stellar. So when you come across an episode that's like, and it's like, what happened? So yeah, I'm probably just overreacting right now. But so this episode, a lot happens. There's an arc with the Admiral and the Klingons. There is an arc with Saru, Burnham, and Tyler. And then there's also an arc with the Tilly and Lieutenant Stamets. So should we start with Stamets? I think he was the beginning of the episode when they there was a ship that was being chased by Klingons. They got the distress call, and so they go there, and Stamets, he is the spore drive, so he's in there with the needles in him, and they lose the ship. Like, they cannot fight the Klingons when they're cloaked. I can't remember what they call it, but since we know all the other Star Treks, it's called a cloaking device. But they can't fire at the ships until after they've come out. So the Klingons win the battle. And so the Discovery has to go back and, recharge or whatever. Stamets comes out of the spore drive and he looks at Tilly and he says, "Oh, what are you doing down here, Captain?" And I'm just like,
right?
And everybody's like,
that was everyone. Everyone was like, "What did you say? Excuse me, what?" They were all that blinking gift.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah. Yeah, that is so, yeah. He's losing it. And he doesn't want to tell anybody. And he can't tell his partner, the doctor, because you're not supposed to be doing human experiments, mixing with animals. Either eugenics is against the law. And so he was like, I can't get treated because he can't tell Starfleet about it, because either he'll be a guinea pig for the rest of his life, his partner will lose his status and, potentially, go to trial for allowing this stuff to happen. That was kind of for the episode. And he's just in denial. And it made me kind of sad to leave him in that arc of that for that episode, but I feel like it's going to come to a head in the next episode. So do you want to do the other guys? I know you want to talk about it.
You know what? Michael and Ash, Tyler, and Saru are all on on another planet looking for what was the device? What were they looking for again?
A better way to communicate, like, further. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, because on this planet, basically they have a huge signal that can reach really far, and the whole planet is actually like a signaling device. It was really weird and hard to explain.
Yeah, it was very
I felt like, I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening? And so Saru, while he's on the planet, he's in constant distress because the high pitch signals or sound waves, bother his sensitivity. And so he is really wanting to get off of the land. And so they're out there, trying to find whatever beacon that they can. And they come upon this matter, and it's like a blue, shiny, some type of life form. But, it's
like little particles.
Yeah, particles in the air. Yeah. And so they're trying to figure out a way to communicate. Because now, that it's life on the planet, they cannot just go in and do what they want to do. They have to follow protocol. And so Michael and Saru is off trying to figure out a way to communicate with them. Michael and Tyler get a chance to discuss some things. And so Tyler is like already planning a future with Burnham, and
that was so cute.
It was so adorable. Yeah. And so he's like, look, we can live this life, da 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 da. And she's like, yeah, she was a little hesitant, and he's like, what's wrong? And of course, we have to go back to episode 2, when she was sentenced to life in prison. So she's like, you're gonna go back to your life, but I go back to prison. He's like, wait a minute, we can keep this war going forever. I'm like, okay, hold on now, wait a minute, pump the brakes now.
Right. Come on,
you're not gonna just keep the war going just so you can keep her out of prison. Like, there has to be another way.
Right.
But I just thought it was really cute, and they finally get their kiss.
Yes, it wasn't erased.
Right, that they both can remember.
So cute.
So anyway, Saru is out. No, they're sleeping. They're like, okay, we need to get some rest. And so Saru wakes up because he hears this, like he still hears the sound waves. And he's like, can you quiet it just for a moment? And then he steps in, and this, like we said, it's like a blue matter envelops him. And so he comes, it kind of communicates to him that this land is, the whole purpose of this land is balance. And, and they wish to have peace. And so, he's like, this is what I can get behind. So all of a sudden, he comes back to Michael and Tyler, and he tells them, that he's able to communicate with them, that, he tells them all about the fact that they're about peace and, keeping balance in the universe. And so Michael and Tyler are like, okay, well, we need to go ahead and, get the ball rolling, redirect their satellites so that we can, strengthen our signal. And so Saru was like, okay, yeah, sure, they're all for that. But let me go ahead and get your comms devices.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they hand them over because they're like, yeah, okay, what's the, price of eggs? It's all good. And immediately he crushes them. And so they're like, what the heck? Like, why would you do that? And so he's like, we're going to stay here. This is where peace and safety is. And they're me, I'm them. I'm like, what the heck? Like, But anywho, Burnham comes up with a plan. She's like, okay, look, Saru is obviously not himself. We're gonna have to, go around him. And so they come up with a plan. Tyler is gonna distract him, and Burnham is going to go back and use their the crystals that act as a beacon or a satellite, a natural satellite for them. Is going to use that to connect in their comm to signal back to Starfleet. And so she's nearly done it when Saru figures out that Tyler is actually stalling, and he's like, no, where's Burnham? And he goes after, they fight. Finally we get a little bit of action, but it's still not the action we wanted. I don't want Burnham and Saru fighting. Like, I just don't. And but she has to defend herself, because he has literally gone mad. He does not want to leave this land because he's afraid of going out and facing this war with the Klingons. So eventually Burnham gets her weapon, and she shoots him a couple of times, I guess just to stun him. And like phaser set to stun. I missed that. They need to say that.
Right.
And so so she stuns him a little bit, and then she's able to get through, and Starfleet and the Discovery beams them back aboard, with Saru begging and pleading, still wanting to stay there. Like, it was crazy. So I don't know. How did you feel about it, Mary?
I don't know. It was, like I said, I feel like it was a time filler. Like, Saru had to go a little bit crazy, and then they come back to the ship and kind of reset. And I'm like, okay. And then we had all those weird Klingon scenes. I had to look the girl's name up, because I just been calling her the Admiral, but it's Admiral Cornwell. She was captured by the Klingons,
right?
And so Laurel, who was in charge of the Klingon prison, Captain and Tyler had broken out of, she comes over and she's like, okay, I want a cloak too. I want these capabilities. I'm a really good interrogator. I think I can join your team or whatever. And so they let her go to the Admiral Cornwell, see, I said her name. And she puts her stuff out like she's gonna hurt her, and then she's like, scream. And so she's like, ah. And so she's like, good, the guards are gone. I want to come to Starfleet as a prisoner of war, since you guys don't have the death penalty, and I want to leave the Klingon space or whatever. So, of course, she gets all the secrets out that way. She's just awful. Does she kill the Admiral? Does the Admiral die?
I don't think she's dead. Like, she's just wounded.
I think she's like deathly wounded. And so then she goes back. She's just double crossing everybody. She ends up going back to the Klingons, swearing fealty to the House of Kor.
I think it was Kor.
Yeah. And so now she's got the red on her face, and she's like, we need to go up, against the Discovery. They have that special warp drive or whatever. And I don't know how I feel about all of this, because the Klingon war lasts for so long. Again, this is like the fatal flaw in Discovery, that they just put it 10 years before Star Trek starts. But the way that they're handling it, I feel like is the best way that they can with the time period that they're given. But going deep into this Klingon mythology, I feel like is a little bit sloppy. And I feel like that is another reason why this was not my favorite episode. But I liked it for the most part. And I like her. I like Laurel as like the shady character where you don't know what side she stands on. But as a whole, I don't know how I like their handling of the Klingons. I knew I was going to be iffy about it from the first episode. But all in all, I think it was a good episode, and I am looking forward to next Sunday. What do you think, Denise?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next Sunday.
Yeah.
And you know, I was excited. I was happy with
it. I know. You're satisfied. No questions.
Okay, guys. Well, that's it for this week. Come back and join us next week with the fall finale of Star Trek Discovery. So, guys, until then, thanks for watching and have a great night. Bye.